Welcome to this rapid review of Hades by Supergiant Games. I've played approximately 20 hours of Hades, and this review contains early game footage and no story spoilers. We're doing something a little different this time around and keeping the video at normal speed whilst I speak at my rapid pace. If it's a little fast, try 0.75 speed on the playback. If you like this format, please like, comment and subscribe and help the channel grow. With that done, let us begin. Hades is a third-person repeated run or roguelike game that sees you playing as Zagreus, the insolent son of the ruler of the Greek underworld, Hades. It is the battle for you to clear the multiple levels of the underworld, the afterlife, and finally reach the mortal realm and onwards, where you can attempt to reconnect with your wider Greek god family on Mount Olympus. Hades is an excellent title and one that really deserves your time and money if you're into these types of games. Let me explain why. First up, graphics. Hades has an excellent, slightly cel-shaded and Western manga-influenced art style. Its colours are bold and brash, the animation smooth and pleasing to watch with a variety of enemy types, lovingly crafted environments and excellent stylistic touches, for example mirrors that you have to smash to pass through doors, all combined to create a single cohesive artistic look and feel that gives the game a sense of design. This cohesion is felt throughout. From the art to the sound, music and gameplay, Hades has a vision for what it wants to be and communicates it beautifully. Environments are randomly generated for each run. You'll come to notice some similar patterns, but the variety is still good. The walls and rooms of the underworld are exactly what you'd expect, and the lost souls and historical characters that dwell within all have a unique look and function, such that you'll come to recognise their types quickly over time. Where Hades is perhaps visually weakest is in its protagonist. His weapon changes according to which you employ, more later, as do the effects around him depending on which gods you receive bonuses from. However, Zagreus remains as is, no different armor sets or looks for the most part, and nor does he change as you boost your permanent stats. He also looks a little manga generic in the menu and cutscenes for his speech. That said, he fits well with the art style, and over time you'll come to really warm to his personality. Visually, the game sets its ambitions in a realistic place, has a solid artistic direction and a cohesive look to everything from the menus to the characters and environments. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The ghosts and contractor characters, for example, are more fun than scary, yet it remains able to build an immersive world through its look, and one you never tire of seeing again, even in the dozens of runs that you'll do. On to sound and music, and again here, Hades really shines. The first point is the music, both ambient and in battle, is just sublime. It evokes the lost empty halls of the dead with moribund and sad strings and harps. The melancholy is here, but it isn't overwhelming, leaving room for a playful bit of humour in some of the score as needed. The music in the downtime section, such as in the palace as your father Hades, is a relaxed, if somber symphony that constantly serves to reinforce the intended ancient Greek atmosphere with a modern style. In battle, the tracks are incessant, pounding and driven without being overbearing. Hades is the first game in a long time where I've pumped the music to full in my headphones and really been driven by the music in battles as I'm slaying enemies and smashing the world up. Genuinely great sound for the scraps you'll be involved in. This brings us to the voiceover, and it's here that Hades is perhaps strongest due to its casting. The overbearing and resonant tones of your Greek godfather, the somewhat nasal and reedy voices of his court sycophants, and even the soft and relaxing tones of your in-game mother, Nyx, are all perfectly cast and beautifully recorded. The standout, however, is Zagreus himself. His voice hits the exact note of petulance, depth, humanity and otherwise to be believable when speaking to the other great characters with whom he interacts. Each short conversation window often leads to another later once you've spoken to or met other characters in your underworld escape attempts. Characters relate to one another and there are stories between them told in your dialogues. Perhaps the only less good voices are those that are somewhat annoying or grating like Skelly or Hypnos, but even they are characters and you feel yourself being drawn into their speech and attitudes. Just excellent VO and voice casting overall, simply marvellous. Finally, and most importantly, onto gameplay. First, let me say I generally dislike roguelike games, and it's a testament to Hades that I've played so many hours of it and continue to wish to return. The gameplay loop, balanced second by second, minute by minute and hour by hour, are so excellently crafted as to make the game constantly enjoyable. As Zagreus, you must attempt to escape the underworld, and you will do so dozens of times. Each time you are killed, you'll return to the house of your father Hades and have to begin all over again. The underworld is rearranged, and so every run is different. Over time, you'll meet different boss characters at the same stages of play, so you won't be constantly fighting the same bad guys even at points you regularly reach. The bosses themselves also change, coming in different variations, and of course, you'll be different each run too. Once you've begun an escape attempt, you'll start collecting buffs or boons for different gods of Olympus, offering you upgrades to your power, speed and special weapon abilities. You can select which weapon you wish to use and will unlock more as you move through the story and talk to each of the characters. Each run sees you adding temporary buffs and abilities that will last for that run. Many are upgradable, meaning they'll get more and more powerful as you play, but you'll be lost upon dying and you'll be back to square one. And it's here where Hades is so well crafted. During your runs, you'll also collect one of several in-game currencies: gems, darkness, honey and nectar and keys. They are used in the hub of Hades' house to unlock permanent upgrades either to levels, your character, weapons or both. As you progress, you'll also be given trinkets or small objects you can equip on a mission, and you've guessed it, the more you play with these, they too upgrade and offer permanent benefits. There are, to my knowledge, no microtransactions or anything else, and even the customizations you can apply to Hades' chamber are fun, often deepening the story between father and son. There are a few downsides to the gameplay, but not many. I only found myself grinding or gaming in one particular way, and even then it didn't destroy the fun or the story. It just occurred to me to complete a particular challenge and unlock its reward, I had to play frequently a certain way. Secondly, there are moments where the difficulty curve, if you don't enable the easy mode, can be painful. Finally, the game doesn't explain many of its mechanics. This is good for story and immersion, but can cause occasional frustration. So for example, when unlocking a certain part of the game, I realised after hours of play that, oh, I was supposed to do it that way in order to unlock a whole new section of upgrades, etc. However, this is also a design choice. It is in talking to characters and reading the descriptions of the objects and powers you collect that you'll come to reveal and understand Hades' deeper mechanics and systems, and in that is more exploration and fun. Overall, at £20 or the dollar equivalent or less, this is a must buy.